Hey everyone, and welcome to this explainer. I am incredibly excited to be with you today to break down something that is literally rewiring how we think about software development. We're talking about Claude Code. We're right in the middle of this massive industry shift, moving away from simple autocomplete suggestions and diving headfirst into the era of autonomous execution. Understanding exactly how this works is absolutely crucial right now.
So, right off the bat, let's ask the big, slightly scary question. Are we losing our ability to code, or are we simply upgrading our tools? It's that classic tension, right? The push and pull between AI autonomy and human control. And honestly, it's the perfect lens to view everything we're about to talk about today.
Think about how we've been using AI up until now. The stark contrast between these two paradigms is just fascinating. Standard AI gives you single-file suggestions. It's essentially reactive, like a really smart autocomplete. Claude Code, on the other hand, is a multi-file, multi-step agentic execution engine. It's terminal native, meaning it actively takes action across your entire project. It's a whole different ballgame.
Okay, Section 1, Beyond Autocomplete, Agentic Coding. Before we get lost in the deep technical architecture, let's zoom out and clearly define what this new paradigm actually looks like in your day-to-day workflow. Here's the absolute game changer. This is not a browser-based chat window, and it's definitely not a clunky IDE plugin. Claude Code is an agentic tool built by Anthropic that lives right where you do, directly in your terminal. Because it operates there, it has this deep conversational access to your project files, your shell environment, and your actual developer workflow. And because of that access, it has some insane capabilities. It actually understands your codebase across module boundaries. It can follow imports and dependencies like a real engineer. It can edit multiple files in a single coherent flow, run shell commands autonomously to test its own work, and fully integrate with Git. You literally just describe a feature in natural language, and the agent plans the approach, writes the tests, and verifies the build. It's wild.
Moving on to Section 2, Architecture of an Agent. Under the hood. How do you actually construct a system that can reliably act on its own without, completely trashing a code base?
Well, the recent academic deep dive by Shen and their team really pulls back the curtain on this. They mapped out a 7-component high-level structure of Claude Code. And the core of the system? It's actually shockingly simple. It's basically just a while loop that's surrounded by these massive, incredibly robust operational subsystems managing permissions, tools, and persistence.
Let's walk through what that loop actually does. First, the system gathers context. Then, it calls the Claude model. Next, it hits a permission gate, executes an action, and finally, verifies the results. You see, the model itself never directly touches your file system. Its only interface to the outside world is this strictly structured tool use protocol, and it just runs in a continuous cycle until your task is done.
Now, get ready for this number because it blew my mind. 98.4%. According to the researchers who analyzed the source code, this massive percentage of the Claude Code codebase is entirely dedicated to operational infrastructure, not AI reasoning.
Yeah, that means only 1.6% is actual AI decision logic. The real magic isn't just a massive neural network thinking super hard. It's the deterministic harness and the guardrails built all around it. As the analysis points out, these increasingly capable models actually benefit far more from a rich, deterministic operational environment than they do from some rigid decision scaffolding.
All right, Section 3, Human Authority, Designing for Safety. Let's switch gears a bit and explore the human-centric philosophy behind this architecture. Why was it built from the ground up to prioritize human safety?
Anthropic designed this system not just to be super capable, but to protect your code and your infrastructure, even when you, the human, are completely checked out. It relies on a deny first default posture. If it doesn't recognize an action, it escalates it right back to you. It uses defense in depth with layered security and maintains an append-only durable state, so there's always a reliable, auditable history of what went down.
It's a really delicate philosophical balance. On one side, you have human decision authority. That's your power to actively choose, observe, and direct what's happening. On the flip side is safety and security, the system's absolute obligation to protect you even when your attention lapses. It's actively working to prevent overeager behavior, prompt injections, and just plain honest mistakes.
And you can see this protection spring into action during the runtime turn flow. Whenever the agent requests to use a tool, like, say, writing a file or running a shell command, it gets intercepted. It has to pass through an ML-based auto mode classifier and manual approval dialogues before it can execute a single thing. It essentially forces a pause to ensure everything is safe before moving forward.
But to keep all this running smoothly over long, all-day sessions, the system has to meticulously manage its memory, because context is an incredibly scarce resource. Even with a massive 1 million token window, Claude Code relies on a 5-layer compaction pipeline. It stays reliable by strategically compressing information using layers like SNP for temporal depth and microcompact to stop token overflow, all without losing the actual thread of the conversation.
Let's move to Section 4, the Power User Stack, customizing Claude Code. We're going to zoom all the way in now to the boots-on-the-ground tactics that expert developers are using to completely supercharge this tool.
It all starts with one single file, claude.md. Think of this as your project's constitution. It anchors the agent's behavior so you don't have to sit there constantly re-explaining your coding conventions. Listen, for any serious project, you, the developer, have to own this file. Do not rely on the AI to just blindly guess how your codebase is structured.
From there, you unlock what's called the extensibility stack. You get slash commands for deterministic shortcuts, skills that Claude autonomously loads up when they're relevant, hooks for mandatory rules, subagents that farm out complex work to keep your main context clean. Moving from just reactive chatting to building a custom system with this stack, that's exactly what separates the novices from the real power users.
Let's look a little closer at hooks. These are deterministic rules the agent absolutely cannot override. And here is a fantastic practical tip for you. It's best to use hooks to block at the submit phase, not the write phase. Actually, if you block an action mid-edit, you risk completely breaking the agent's reasoning chain. Let it finish its work, and then use a hook to validate the whole thing.
And then we have MCP servers. This stands for Model Context Protocol, and it is a massive deal. This allows you to connect Claude to external databases, internal company APIs, or highly secure tools. It completely shatters the boundaries of your local files, allowing Claude to actually reason about proprietary data in real time. It's just phenomenal. Finally, Section 5, the paradox of supervision, future of developers. We've talked a lot about how powerful this is, but let's zoom out to the philosophical macro view. What does all this automation actually mean for us, for the future of developers?
Consider this quote straight from Anthropic themselves. Agents must be able to work autonomously, but humans should retain control. While Claude Code is absolutely incredible at short-term capability amplification, letting you build faster than you ever thought possible, it raises a critical systemic issue that academic studies are just now bringing into the spotlight.
The core danger here is what's called the paradox of supervision. Over-reliance on AI risks atrophying the very skills you need to supervise it effectively. The Shen paper detailed a genuinely startling finding. Developers working in highly AI-assisted conditions actually scored 17% lower on code-based comprehension tests. Think about that. Having an AI do everything for you can literally cause your own understanding of the system to degrade.
So I want to conclude by leaving you with this lingering, provocative thought. Does short-term amplification come at the cost of long-term understanding? As we adopt these incredibly powerful agentic tools into our daily workflows, are we genuinely building better software, or are we simply outsourcing our own comprehension? It's a massive question, and it's one every single one of us needs to answer. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and keep questioning the tools you build with.